Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith the Black with the Strat Time Report. In a shortened week here in the United States, we got a holiday, Thanksgiving on Thursday, and then a short day on Friday. So we got to pack a lot of stuff into a short amount of time. So it looked like at the beginning that we were going to go gangbusters, the usual suspects, everybody's running, and then they turned them around. So if you take a look at the SPY here, you can see the 60-minute, and you're going to see the reversal. Right out the chute, gangbusters again. Let's go into the highs, buy all our favorite names, and then inside 60, the 212 reversal knocks them down. So a lot of things came rushing back. SPY's still up $1.50. It's from the carnage that's going on. You'd think we were down $1 million, but just another exhaustion risk day into the highs and then backing off. We'll see. Good chance that we go inside 60 here again, right? So that'll be a benchmark going forward here if we can get out of this range, right? The second bar range. We'll see how that goes. Still back to doji on the week again. If we go to QQQ, Q's a little worse. You can see we got an outside day in the Q's. Took out the highs and the lows, right? Came back and off, and so this was a 2 up, 2-2 reversal on the 60 Q's, all right? Back in. So we'll see how much worse that gets. That's a lot of things over there getting rocked. She's at SMH, once again, trying to take off again, and then boom, right back down. 2 up by taking out the highs, 2 down, reversal down here. Now a new 60, and like I said, good chance we can go inside on the 60 here because we got quite the range there. If we go to the Dow Jones Diamonds, you'll see this. A little bit better, trying to go 2 down, 2 up on the day. Good chance of an inside week. You can see this here, right? Because we got a short week and a big range to get out of. So we'll see how that goes for the Dow Jones Diamonds. We go to the small cappers here, and small cappers an outside day, so they got them here good too. Slight higher high, that's a 2 up, and boom, 2-2 down. Now you got your broadening formation here. Higher highs, lower lows. If we go Apple, and Apple gets hit a little bit with the rest of the market, so just exhaustion risk. Remember, we were watching that all month for that outside month, 2 down, boom, to take that out. We got it. So you're just up into exhaustion risk there. Seeing if this market's going to stabilize and firm up. If we go to any groups, you can see Nucor, steel. And steel coming up on a week here. You can see this 2 down by taking out the previous week's lows. These two become an outside week of that. And if that works, it gets that inside month to the upside. 2, 1, 2 working. It tells you we can go look at STLD. STLD having a nice little day, and you can see on this weekly 2 down by taking out the previous week's lows. Boom, 2-2 reversal on the week coming up. Still inside on the month, but we always want to see if there's sector strength to go after, and you can go down to the food chain. Old letter X is even coming up here. Give me more of my attention if you can take out last week's highs though, because you are still just doji on the month. So steel's coming up a little bit here. If we go to Avis, Car, and Car had a nice morning, but you can see now an outside 60. A lot of this stuff got caught up in the market. See this on the weekly, the inside week, and then boom, pops up. So this is called a mother bar, right? Anything before an inside bar is called a mother bar. How are you ever going to get out of this thing? And so oftentimes what will happen is price discovery will start over again. So you can see slight lower lows, then you're going to come into some higher highs, and then it's got to stay up there. So we'll see how that goes going forward. If we go to the Home Depot, still good, and just kind of fades with the market a little bit, but you can see this still making higher highs on that. That tells you to take a look at lows, which is also coming up here a little bit, but we'll see. If we go to Moderna, they're coming into some of the Vaxxers here, and Moderna, remember, had a late charge, inside week, took that out last week, now coming back, still in the mother bar here, so you want to be aware of that, but comes up to fill this gap. We'll see if there's anything more to it in Moderna. And if you go to the 30s, you'll see this. Inside 30 right there, and then off she went. If you went to that 15er I just showed you too. Wait for them to pull back, 2 down, inside bar, boom, 2-1-2 reversal on the 15er, and takes her right back up. If you go to BNTX, and BNTX, remember last week, had the inside week to the upside, 2-1-2. We knew about that. Now it's finishing the job, taking these guys out. Gives us an outside month here, and so nice little run for BNTX. And we'll see if that sets up again. You can see here, once again, on the 15. 2 down by taking out the previous low inside 15 and boom, up into the highs. So we'll see if anything more comes of that. How's them 60s looking? 60s, all right, cooling off with the market. We'll see. If we go to, GameStop. Well, let's just go with the NVAX. Let's stick with the druggies here for just a second. NVAX, and you remember last week was also inside week to the upside. And so if this works, what it does is it triggers this here, the 2 down a month, 2 back up, right? And so that's good for the rest of the month, so long as the reversal is above this. Here, 192.40, trading 204.97, not bad so far. If we go to GameStop for the apes, and GameStop, remember last week, 2 down on the month and up, then inside week the up on the late charge on a Friday, all right? And now you can see this inside 60 pokes down, and this would be RevStrat here, back over 238.72, right? And you're there right now. RevStrat 122 on the 60 to try and take this thing back up for the apes. If we go to AutoNation, and AutoNation having a nice little inside day back to the upside to start the week. Still handling an inside week, still inside of the month, but trying to reverse this thing. So you can see stop everybody out, lower low, inside, boom, and off she goes. Still good for the day. They're also coming into some XLP, which is a little boring, but XLP also catching a bid, and that's your Cokes and your Pepsis and your Proctors. There's your Coke, there's your Pepsi, Procter. So we'll see if they want to take a defensive posture when the market comes in like that. We always want to see if they do that. And then also with the utilities here, up just a little bit now, coming in on the new 60s. If we go to General Dynamics, coming into some more machines here, and General Dynamics on a Monday, 2 down on Friday, 2 up, and you'd see this becomes these two become an outside bar of these two. The question is going to be able to be strong enough to get outside of this inside week. Still handling an inside month, so we'll be aware of that. And Northrop Grumman coming up just a little bit as well, coming back through this range, and that takes out last week's highs. That's a 2-2 reversal on the week, so we can keep an eye on that. If we go to AVYA, and AVYA coming back through previous range on a Monday, 2 down on Friday, and boom, take all these guys out in one shot. And if that works, there's your 2-2 reversal week, 2 down, 2 up. And if that works, reconfirms the 2 down by taking out the lows month, 2 up. So far so good, AVYA. But there's still a lot of carnage out there, and so when they started to run this morning, it's like, sure is a lot of stuff getting killed for this market being up as much as it is. Back into China, Baidu, still having a problem here, taking out last week's lows. That's a 3-2 to the downside. Baba, bunch of Chinese usual suspects, still puking. All right, holds its gap lower, 2 down, still working, going into the lows. If we go to Amazon, to start off the week. Friday was a 2 up, but red by taking out the previous highs. Boom, 2-2 reversal on the Monday. Brings it right back in. Still an inside week. Still 2 down, 2 up on the month. So we'll see. But for today, boom, they took her right down, right out the chute. If you go to Cyber, and Cyber, the inside week, the poke up, boom, RevStrat. These two become an outside bar of that, and we'll see if that gets any worse because we're coming closer to the end of the month. And had an outside month last month, 2 up, but now coming back in for the potential 3-2-2 on the month. Or we'll be keeping an eye on that as we get closer to the end of the month. If we go to BILL, Bill, pick. And Bill having a rough one here, and also watching how these monthlies are about to shape up. Maybe a shooter on the month. You can see this on the daily. 2 up by taking out the previous high. Boom. 2-2 reversal on a Monday. Take her down. For another 2 on the week after last week's 2 down. If we go to EA, and EA, so here you can see that inside month starts to poke up and then comes back through. That's a 1-bar RevStrat after last week's inside week to the downside. Still puking. EA, and that tells you can look at ATVI. here, and just a doji right now, still that month and downer though, and TTWO here still chewing its way down after last week's inside week to the downside, potential outside month as it comes back through. Still having problems here is MA and Visa, and look at MA. The outside bar, the two down, the two up. Here's your broadening formation, and then boom, you're going to come down and take these guys out. Nice broadening formation you got there, Rob. Thank you. And that tells us the Visa wasn't even fortunate to be that strong. Remember that two up here last week, and then boom, two down. Still puking. Visa MA having some issues. If we go to Service Now, and Service Now inside week to the downside here. So to start off the week, and they got him real good on that 60 right out the chute. Two up, boom, two down, reversal right there. Hit him right out the chute. We'll see if that sets up again right now. Coming back up off a 21230. Inside bar on the 30, so we'll see. If we go to CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike, remember last week on Friday, the two up, and then boom, down she goes, and that continues. And that was a two down on the week, still coming down, looking to take out last month's lows. We'll see how that goes. If we go to net, and net on the week, inside week, poke up, 1, 2, 2. RevStrat takes these guys out in one shot, potentially setting up the big old shooter for the month. So we'll see how that goes, getting closer to the end of the month. If we go to DoorDash puker. There's a lot of good puking out there. DoorDash is what we look for. That outside bar, take out both sides. The two up, boom. These two are going to become an outside bar of that. You got a little bit more room on that. If we go to Match.com, and Match.com, we've known about this. The higher high month, the 2-2 reversal month. Two up, two down, and down she goes, still working. We'll see if that sets up again for us. You can see on that opening, the 60 here. This was a two up by taking out the previous high. Boom, 2-2 reversal back into full time frame continuity to the downside. Every reason to believe that's going to work. If we go to SQ, and SQ still having some issues taking out last month's lows. We call this the Momo shooter here. It's a two down. And you can see this. Anybody who tried to bottom pick this baby, boom, stopped out, got pounded. If you got suckered into buying this, you can see it down into here. You stop all these guys out in one shot. If you go to Lyft, and Lyft finishes the job. So we've known about this. Outside bar on the week, two up, 2-2 reversal back through an old 3. These 3 became an outside bar of that. We've known about that, talked about that a lot. Finishes the job. We'll see if there's anything more to it. That always tells you to look at Uber. How's Uber doing? A little better, but inside week to the downside, right? And taking out last month's lows. That's something I'd want to know about. If we go to, oh boy, PayPal. PayPal still puking, trying to firm up on the 60 here just a tad, but we've known about this for a while, and it's been real nice. And this is what you look for. That higher high. Two up, two down, back through previous range to rip these guys. And if you're lucky, it keeps going. Still making lower lows. No stop out on the daily as yet for PayPal, still good. If we go to Target, and Target, inside day to expand the broadening formation here. So you can see an outside bar by taking out both sides is a broadening formation on a shorter time frame, which is your daily. This is it. Now, this buying was rejected, and it's still being rejected and coming down, setting up potential for the outside month if they really want to pound this thing right now on the 60, trying to go 212 to firm up, like a lot of things, because you got the SPY firming up after that hit, all right? So now you can see this inside 30, right? That's a 212 reversal back up in the SPY for right now. If we go to Octa, and we knew this Friday, the outside day, boom, rejected back through this previous range to stop a bunch of guys out, right? So here's your outside bar, right? And that's your broadening formation here on a shorter time frame, and then still being rejected down here, looking for an outside month. However, like I said, this market is firming up a little bit right now. If we go to AFRM, outside week, inside week to the downside. Potentially an outside month. Still getting clocked here. Firming up with the market right now. And just a couple more. If we go to Smoked, the weekly. 2 up by taking out the high, 2 down right out the chute. Now trying to firm up on that 30. We'll see. We should, depending on how firm these 30s get, we still might get a lot of 60s here at the bottom of the hour. We'll see. Looks like I'm running out of time. One more. Let's take a look at Netflix. And Netflix, take out the highs, 2 up, shooter on the week, bring her back down, and it's red on the month. So that's full time from continuity back to the downside anytime that 60's red. So we're going back and forth. It's a short week, so be aware of that things might dry up as the week goes on. Short session on Friday, be aware of that. So right now, just going to see if we can get some inside 60's for a new benchmark inside bars. All right, it's going to do it for today. I'm Mr. Black, Strat Time Report.